Welcome back, anime fans! We all know and love Mushoku Tensei, the epic tale of a boy reincarnating in a magical world. Season 1 of Mushoku Tensei has already given us plenty of thrilling moments and surprising twists. But did you know that there are also plenty of small details that you might have missed? Don't worry, we got you covered with this twist of the top 10 things that you might have missed in Mushoku Tensei Season 1. So let's start with number 10, the secret identity of Kishirika. Kishirika Kishirisu appears in the 8th episode of Mushoku Tensei. This mysterious character only appeared in one episode, and we don't know much about her past. There is a theory, though, that suggests that Kirishika has two souls, and there are character traits of her that confirm it. First of all, if you listen to how she communicates, you will notice that her pronoun is we, not she. Well, in this case, someone is using a different pronoun, and it also does make sense. If you look at her eyes, you will see that Kirishika has two different colors of the eye. Her left eye is purple and her right is pink. Well, all this can't just be coincidence. Moving on to number 9, different references.
子供の頃、よく言われたものです。夜遅くまで起きていると、スペルト族がやってきて食べてしまうぞ、と。
I was quite surprised when I saw so many references. I recognized at first glance, and honestly, it increased my respect for the makers. In episode 2, we see Roxy telling Rudius about the history of Superd. And while she was explaining, we see a ghost coming out of a well. And this is a direct reference to the Ring movie, which is a classic Hollywood horror film. One more reference is to the very famous Hollywood series The Game of Thrones. In episode 8, during Rudius' 10th birthday, Ares plans a surprise birthday party. While they were busy with all the planning, Rudius roams around, and during his stroll, we see various banners hanging on the wall, which belongs to different houses of Grey Art. Among them, we get to see one banner which looks almost identical to the banner of Lannisters from Game of Thrones. At number 8, attention to details. I have to say, Mushoku Tensei is a very well-made show, not only in terms of story and world building, but also technically. And I say this because throughout the series we see tons of small details. Take different languages, for example. In the world of Mushoku Tensei, there are many different languages, and these languages are not there just for the sake of it, but they add a lot to the story. We see Rudius learning different languages, and he pushes himself to learn beast languages, despite it being hard. This shows how much he wants to improve. Different communities speak differently, adding a realism to the show. Not only that, we even see characters age throughout the show, which indicates that makers are not here to follow the typical anime theme. And while we are talking about these details, we have to thank the makers of the show, which also brings me to another point. At number 7 is the connection to Re:Zero starting life in another world. The reason this show is well made is because of the man behind it, and this is what I meant by its connection to Re:Zero. Manabu Okamoto, the director of Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, is a well-respected anime director with several popular titles under his belt. Animes like Re:Zero starting life in another world and Gamers. Okamoto has also directed several other anime series such as Akame ga Kill, The 7 Deadly Sins, and Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. Okamoto's experience and expertise are evident in the series as well, which justifies the excellent pacing, engaging action sequences, and well-developed characters. Okamoto's skillful direction also helps to bring out the nuances of the series' complex themes and world building. Have you watched any of these anime directed by Okamoto? If so, please let us know which one you liked the most. And moving on to number 6, we have the Lost Ability. In episode 9, we see Rudius visiting the Meagard tribe, along with Ares and Ruijerd. Here we get to know that people in this village can use telepathy, and they often use it to communicate with each other as well as they can read others' minds. But here's the catch. As we know, Roxy was a part of this tribe and shares similar hair to them, but she can't use telepathy, because if she could, she would have read Rudius' dirty mind. Though we can't be certain of this, there is a reason why she left the Meagard tribe, and maybe this is her reason. Maybe she is not like others. Well, whatever it is, we have to wait for the upcoming seasons. Coming in number 5 is Easter Egg. Mushoku Tensei has a decent amount of Easter eggs, just like it had a few Hollywood references in it. In episode 3, there is an Easter egg for a very brief moment. We can see an exact copy of the Harvesters, or The Harvest. It is a painting by Peter Bruegel, the elder from the 16th century, and is considered one of the most iconic works. The painting depicts a scene of peasants working in a field during the harvest season. In the painting, we can see a group of peasants laboring in a wheat field, cutting and binding the wheat in the sheaves. A wagon loaded with hay is also visible in the background, and there are several buildings and trees in the distance. The creators have very cleverly used the painting in the anime. Though the characters look different, the overall scenery is exactly the same. Up next at number 4, we have the Fang of the Black Wolf. In episode 11, we see Roxy trying to locate Rudius as he went missing because of some unknown event. While she was reading the list of missing people, 2 people behind her were talking about Paul, who is Rudius' father. It appears that they are friends of Rudius' mother and father, and we actually know a little about their backstory. If you remember, in episode 6, Galen talks about the Fang of the Black Wolf, which was a gang led by Paul and Rudius' mother. While she was talking, we can see all the members of the gang in shadow. Judging by their body type, those 2 people that we saw in episode 11 were members of the group. And at number 3, we have Guilty Gear. It's crazy how many things from real life have been incorporated into the show. In episode 2, we see Rudius playing a game in his room before his accident. This game is a real game, which is not quite popular but has a similar playstyle to Street Fighter, Taken, and so forth. This is a great way to use real-life elements, which makes the anime more exciting. For normal people like us, it doesn't matter much, but imagine you are familiar with Guilty Gear and seeing it in an anime will hype you up for the coming episode. Mushoku Tensei is filled with this kind of stuff. At number 2, we have Minato, Uzumaki, and Paul. If you are a Naruto fan, you might have felt that Paul's voice is familiar. Well, it turns out the voice actor of Paul's character is also the voice behind Minato from Naruto. Toshiyuki Morikawa is the guy who has given the voice to many anime characters. There is one more thing. Both Paul and Minato have similar personalities. I mean, our boy Paul couldn't control himself and hooked up with a maid, which was a shock for me, but isn't Minato perverted as well? Well, I can say that Toshiyuki has a thing for perverted characters, and to be honest, they do make me chuckle, so I'm not complaining. But jokes aside, let's move on to the last number. But before moving ahead, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. And at number 1, we have Trendsetters or Breakers. Mushoku Tensei is an amazing anime, there's no doubt about it, but there is also one more thing that makes it different from any other anime. And the thing is, it doesn't follow the conventional anime rules. For instance, it only has 11 episodes, whereas other anime usually end with 12 episodes, and not only this, there is no special animation for the intro. I mean, there is music for the intro credits, but no animation. Unlike other anime which work hard on the intro, Mushoku Tensei doesn't have any. I'm not complaining though. The makers used that space to improve the world building. They used that intro section to set the mood of the whole episode by providing montage shorts and stills of the surroundings. So what do you think of the creators of the show? Are they trendsetters or breakers? Thanks for tuning in, guys. We hope you enjoyed discovering some of the hidden details and secrets of Mushoku Tensei Season 1. If you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more awesome content like this. And don't forget to leave a like and comment to let us know your thoughts. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.